Hey folks, we are back. Mark and Mario here for round 2 of Modern FNM at GameSwap in Mason. We've got Calvin Bryant on Merfolk classic deck. Actually, it's Merfolk. He's actually playing. That the Morph 05 Defender from its Monastery Flock.
Monastery Flock,
yeah,
of course.
Merfolk. Oh, thank you, Bucks1 for following. Yes, we've got Merfolk versus Grixis Death Shadow.
Oh, it's been correct. It's a Merfolk. Unfortunate.
Okay. All right. Well, I was hoping to see the Merfolk.
The flock of Monastery Flock, yes.
Anyway, so folks, last time about quick about the Teferi's response, I didn't even notice when we saw it earlier. If you counter an ability of a permanent, you destroy that permanent. So if your opponent tries to Grim Lavamancer activate, targeting your Hissing Quagmire,
you just kill their
Teferi's response. You destroy their Grim Lavamancer and draw 2 cards.
And your Quagmire lives.
And your Quagmire lives. That is just brutal. And your opponent had to exile 2 cards from their graveyard. Brutal.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got a turn 1 Aether Vial, pass turn. Looking at a turn 1 Inquisition. Thoughtseize, sure.
Same thing.
Same thing. I say you take...
Oh, we're back to Merfolk.
Yeah, I say you take the Master of Waves.
Very important to Merfolk's strategy.
Merfolk.
So interestingly, Calvin kept the... well, he drew an island off the top, but he kept the Just Mutavault opener.
Yeah, so I say you Spreading Seas here, draw a card.
Nice, yeah.
You got a Curse Catcher. Wow, you can now Violent... Was that a Silver Gill or Curse Catcher?
I think it looked like a Curse Catcher.
Actually, I think it was a Silver Gill. Yeah, it's a Silver Gill. Silver Gill is actually widely reputed to be the best card in the deck. A lot of people don't get that.
I think it's Basic Island.
You think Basic Island's the best card?
Yeah.
Dude, taps for blue. Comes into play untapped. Taps for blue.
I mean, it just
doesn't get wastelanded. Card is busted.
It doesn't get much better than that.
No, but I do think Silver Gill Adept is the best card in the deck.
So, yeah, it draws your card into 2/1. It's pretty good. Ethan making use of his Spreading Seized Watery Grave there to cast a Serum Visions. Alright, so maybe that wasn't a Curse Catcher if he didn't Violet in. Nando God 1, 2, 3.
God. Is that short for Fernando? Maybe?
I have no idea. Nando's also like a chicken place in the UK, like a fast food restaurant, I think.
Oh, okay. That could be it. So
the Jade Kitsune. Thanks for watching all the way from England. Cool.
So we will see Calvin put out the Silver Gill and draw a card for free. And that's busted. This thing's got Island Walk. Well, it will have Island Walk soon.
And it'll be like once one of those lords comes down.
It'll be like a 4/3. You know, I hadn't thought about it much, but Merfolk probably has a pretty good Death Shadow matchup, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, you'll need to get a few of your guys through if they bring their life total low enough, and if they can't block, like
I think your Jund Death Shadow match wouldn't be as good, but your Grixis Death Shadow match seems fine. I mean, you've always got Island Walk turned on, probably.
Right.
And you can go wide. Master of Waves seems good, except for when it gets pushed, but if it doesn't get pushed, it's probably an automatic win.
Z John, thanks for the follow. And Lava Shot 449, thank you as well.
Lava Shot, that is one of my favorite cards. No, I'm thinking of Flame Shot.
I have not heard of Lava Shot.
Either way, I like the name.
So interestingly, the Spreading Seas, Ethan's making full use out of it. He's cast 2 Visions off of his island. He cannot cast any black cards, of course, but apparently this 1 blue is really all he needed. He's going to cycle a Street Wraith there, bring his life total down to 12, so he could play Death Shadow as the ever-popular 1/1, but likely that he's going to save it till it's a bit bigger. Can at least block one of the Merfolk. So here is one of the Lords coming in end of turn for Calvin Bryant. Off the Aether Vial. Nefariax, saw you in chat earlier, now you decided to follow, thank you.
So, Nefariax, is that like based off of Nefarian plus Neferox? Like Hearthstone meets Magic the Gathering?
He said it meant son of Nefarian.
Ah, well, I'm fine with that too.
Oof. So here is another Spreading Seas to
yeah, take Ethan off of black and red mana. It's
so
pretty good, but
he was functioning all right off of one blue, but now only having 2 blue. I'm not sure how how Ethan's going to get out of this one.
Yeah,
Really needs to find another lane.
Get in there for 4. I'm telling you, people are moving away from Spell Pierce in Merfolk. They're moving towards Dismember. But I really like Spell Pierce. And I also really like Vapor Snag. Vapor Snag is great. You know, Vapor Snag became overshadowed by Harbinger of the Tides. But 1 mana, unsummon your Tassiger.
Yeah.
Feels real good. And then lose 1 life.
So
Also, Vapor Snag can save your own guys, which is nice.
Ethan did find a Blood Crypt there, but I think he has a Kolaghan's Command in hand, which would be great here. But unfortunately, he does not have both red and black. And here's another Lord. Followed up by Master of Waves out of the Ether Vial. That is going to make a lot of
all right.
horse friends.
GG. Clean it up, folks. Clean it up. I mean, I suppose Ethan could have another Fatal Push here, or a Snapcaster Fatal Push, but even if he did, he'd be pretty far behind because he'd be able to swing still with.
I think we just played the Master that's attacking.
Are we scooping here?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Calvin's attacking with the Master that he just played. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So we only attack. The attack is actually not lethal.
Okay, so he does have Snapcaster Push, but that's not going to be good enough.
He has to Snapcaster, target push, block things, trigger revolt, push Master.
Right. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, because he doesn't have revolt unless Snapcaster dies.
Okay, that line I did not like. Sherlock Forever 21, thanks for following. Yeah, that is some great art on those tokens. We missed the Mark Rosewater's child draws an art set. That's where those horses come from.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're limited edition.
Did you ever see the cards that were printed for Richard Garfield's life events?
No.
Like Splendid Genesis is the first one.
No, never heard of it.
All right, well, never mind, folks. Look up Splendid Genesis if you get a chance.
So
okay, now we're scooping. All right, great.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, right. He couldn't block. That makes sense. He couldn't trigger Volt because he couldn't block the Merfolk creatures since he had 2 islands.
Oh right, yeah, he couldn't block any.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we're dumb. We don't play much Magic.
Well, actually, the reason there is I'm not a super big Modern player, and I do not know which lords in Merfolk based on art give Island Walk and which don't. I need to get that down. Since
Wait,
I think
did he have Island Walk? He just had 2 Master Waves.
No,
and
he
and a Silver Gilded Depth.
He had the two mana one.
Oh, did he? Well, there's 2 2-mana ones.
Lord of Atlantis.
There's Lord of Atlantis. There's Lord of Atlantis and Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, folks, take a look at Splendid Genesis. Moving away from this boring Merfolk match. This card is sweet. This was a card that Richard Garfield had created. It has a Gabriel Garcia Marquez quote, who is one of the greatest authors of the 20th century. And this card references the birth of Richard Garfield's first child. Shuffle all cards in the game together and deal them into 3 decks. The game continues with a new player.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, it's beautiful. These things cost like 10,000. I mean, he gave them to his close friends and family.
Oh.
So there's hardly any that are actually available on the market.
Huh.
But it's just a beautiful, and there's a few others that represent Richard Garfield life events.
Yeah,
anyway, sorry.
We do not know the age of the players. Ethan, he looks on the younger side. He's probably in high school or something.
Yeah, that's what's great about Magic is it appeals to players of all ages, and one thing that's good for the longevity of the game is that young players continue to find interest in it. But it's also a tough balance for Wizards to strike. How do we appeal to an older, more mature audience while keeping kids engaged, and also making a game that parents can, justify their kids playing. If the game were too mature, or too abstruse, kids wouldn't really be able to get into it. So what do we think Ethan can do differently here?
Well, he can hope he brought his anger of the gods on the sideboard, realize he didn't, and frown.
Yeah. Pyroclasm's not even really good enough usually against Merfolk. It's okay sometimes, but... Oh, thank you, Mysterious Dude 24. If you were born in 1924, that would make you what? 70s. That would make you 94 years old.
Yeah,
so
seems unlikely.
Congratulations to you, almost a centenarian. Yeah, I think Ethan needs the anger.
Probably doesn't have this. So what else
does he have? So if he has a Torpor Orb is nice.
Certainly doesn't have that. More Kolaghan's commands are probably good.
Kolaghan's is fine, yeah. Blow up a Mutavault. or sorry, blow up an Aether Vial, or make you discard and then shock something is fine.
Yeah.
But it's also hard to cast through a Curse Catcher.
Or multiple Spreading Seas, as we saw game 1.
Yeah. I think this matchup is just tough.
Yeah, it does seem to favor Merfolk.
This is
somebody in chat said that they're about 50-50 against that Shadow.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose you really want to be able to tear apart their hand and then Fatal Push everything.
Yeah.
And that's not too hard to do, but I don't know. They got plenty of blockers for Death Shadow that can make combat math hard. And I think if Calvin has a Kira the Great Glass Spinner,
oh yeah,
that card is going to be just a straight game over.
Right,
I mean,
that would be.
I don't know what. I mean, not
good.
only is it a 2/2 flyer, which is great in this matchup, but it just blanks all of Ethan's removal. If we see a Kira come down off a turn, on turn 4 off an Aether Vial, this game is probably over.
Yeah, I do also think that Ethan is mulliganing to 6. Yeah, don't think he had any lands in his hand there. Kelvin kept his 7. Kelvin's hand was quite good last game, I'd say. He had his Aether Vial, he had Silvergill, he had Double Lord and a Master. Pretty strong. I mean, obviously, the deck is very consistent. It has a lot of repetition, but
yeah, what Ethan needs is
brutality would probably be well.
You're not going to take anything out of their hand.
That's
though.
true. I guess you just yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
I
always think the first part of brutality is like a duress, but time and time again,
no,
I realize
not
it's not.
Not a duress. What I think Ethan wants here would be Lightning Bolt, but of course nobody's playing Lightning Bolt. I think you want Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push here, but unfortunately you just don't have, these decks just don't have both anymore.
Yeah.
Stubborn Denial is terrible in this matchup. Essentially does, literal nothing.
Yeah. Does he have any ways to remove Spreading Seas? I don't think he would.
No, and what would even be the value of doing so?
Well, it lets him cast spells. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what locked him out game 1.
Sure. Well, yeah, but I think he also just didn't have enough room. I mean, what was in his hand that game?
I'm not sure. I think he had a Kolaghan's Command in hand, which he couldn't cast. But other than that, I'm not sure. It might not have been too bad. We did see him cast 2 Serum Visions.
The Kolaghan's Command would have taken his whole turn too. Anyway, so
yeah.
I don't know. So turn 1 Curse Catcher is really good here.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's going to be able to even counter like a Serum Visions. Well, I guess not anymore, but it won't let him Serum Visions plus, Thoughtseize or something. Our chat Merfolk player sides out of Spreading Seas in this matchup. What do you think about that? It seems decent. I don't know. Their mana is sometimes a little tight. Like they don't want too many lands.
I mean,
it's very greedy
hitting
as well.
the Blood Crypt just seems great.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can see it both ways. It is a target for Stubborn Denial, which is not one of your few. So maybe that's a reason.
So Ethan with no turn 1 or 2 plays. Very strange for Death Shadow, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have hand disruption, you don't have fatal pushes,
or
maybe
Serum Visions.
Maybe you're just trying to not get them countered by Curse Catcher.
Yeah, that's possible. See an end of turn Thought Scour here, maybe. Although, I mean, he could have done the. He could have Thought Scoured in response to Curse Catcher.
I don't understand how this matchup could be 50-50. I mean, Harbinger of Tides seems just absolutely brutal. Ethan has no way to counter. Ethan has no way to counter a Harbinger.
Right.
Stubborn Denial does not counter creatures, and Harbinger just is a huge tempo swing especially against a Tasker or a Gurmag Angler, but even against the Death Shadow, you will just screw your opponent's combat. I mean, I don't know.
Even the I'm not sure what the name of this card is. It's the Tidebinder Mage. Yeah, that even seems pretty good in this matchup out of the board. The Merfolk that keeps creatures tapped or whatever.
Yeah, but Tidebinder only taps green or red creatures.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it doesn't do much here unless Ethan is on like a Pyro plan, which it could be. It's not a terrible card out of the sideboard, but.
So we fatal pushed the Curse Catcher there. Still no additional plays. I think Ethan has a Snapcaster, so he might be setting up Snapcaster push.
Thank you, Webhead0986 for your follow. I assume that's a Spider-Man reference, but I suppose I don't know that for a
It
fact.
could be the internet. Maybe he just likes the internet.
Yeah. Could just love that web. It could be a Charlotte's Web reference.
You never know. So we're fetching up Basic Island. That seems very bad in the face of Spreading Seas.
Yeah, why would you want the basic island? So if he blood crypt, that's just, yeah, Mario's absolutely right. If he Spreading Seas is the blood crypt here, that's just bad news bears.
Maybe he's banking that the Spreading Seas got boarded out. Not sure.
And we do apologize for the for the table being a little off center here, guys. We'll fix that soon.
Oh, Ethan did have the Gurmag Angler here on turn 3.
All right, let's see the Vapor Snag.
Yeah, that would be quite good. In Sid ENC, I definitely butchered that, but thank you for the follow.
What was the name?
I don't know.
Indie Sonic. I can't read. My glasses.
Inside Net ENC.
Huh. Well, thanks for the follow.
Yeah, so short of a Vapor Snag, I don't think that Merfolk has a way to deal with an angler, right? I guess you can.
So he has Dismember.
Okay.
We saw Dismember in the main board game 1 from Calvin. Actually, I don't love Dismember, but that's just me. But he does have it. I wonder if he took it out. I mean, I don't know how much he even wanted here. I'd rather just Vapor Snag and Harbinger of Tides this crap.
So we're gonna play a game here. I'm gonna try to get my Merfolk Lords down. This one was 2 mana, so it does give Island Walk.
Nope. Thank you. Great image for the follow.
This Merfolk Lord, which one is it?
I'm sorry.
Which Merfolk Lord is this?
Oh, that's a Lord of Atlantis. Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
one.
that's what Lord of Atlantis.
Yeah, the one
is.
that looks shitty is Lord of Atlantis.
Okay.
The one that looks cool is Master of the Pearl Trident.
Okay. And they're identical stat wise.
Yeah, they're functionally identical.
They're both 2/2s, and they give Merfolk +1/+1 and Island Walk. Okay.
Is that right? Are they functionally identical? I mean, I know there might be some small similarity, like one's a Merfolk Lord and one's a Merfolk Dominus or something. I don't even know, but I'm pretty sure they are identical.
Well, they both died a Fatal Push.
They both died a Fatal Push. That's true. Oh yeah, so Master of Pearl Trident's not a Merfolk Lord. He's just a Merfolk.
So creature type slightly different there.
Yeah, that's a big deal in case your opponent is.
Well, you can't name Lord with your Cabinet of Souls, and
Sure.
hope that.
Sure. I'm struggling to think of a valid reason that this is relevant.
Clauser, thank you for the follow.
Maybe we'll see a new card in Ixalan that says like destroy target Merfolk if it has because there are new green
Merfolk are
Merfolk.
coming out.
Maybe we'll see a card that says destroy target
Oh.
Merfolk that's not another creature type, and then Lord of Atlantis is just gonna blow that card out.
Okay, so there are some distinguishing things. The old one gives all Merfolk +1/+1, including your opponents.
Oh, okay, it works like the slivers.
Sure.
Right.
But also, it has been errated out of being a Merfolk Lord. Apparently, it's just Merfolk now.
Well, that's just dumb. that's just actually was everything with the Lord subtype ratted out?
I don't know.
I think that's what happened.
But now our resident Merfolk player is saying they have the same Oracle text. But I don't know if that's true about the opponents versus your own.
Well, that's definitely true because that's how the new versus old slivers work, and
Sure.
I know that's the same. So yeah, that's correct too.
Alright, so
Yeah, I don't know about the creature type thing.
what is the Merfolk that's not Silvergirl there? There's a strong glare on it.
I
Unfortunately.
can't quite see. Maybe we could get our stream runner to confirm what that Merfolk is. Oh, it's a Reachery. Okay.
So that's the 3-mana Lord, right?
Yeah, that's a 3-mana Lord that has the busted ability of tapping and untapping permanents when you cast a spell.
So we vialed in Curse Catcher here to chump block Gurmag Angler. And he also attacked with Snapcaster?
I don't understand why you're using Curse Catcher to block here. Don't you just kind of want to use your life as a resource here?
Yeah, I feel like we could have.
I feel like you could have just taken 7 to the face.
So this is a Merfolk Soldier. Actually a Soldier.
Okay. So it gets buffed by, I don't know, by like Knight Errant or something.
No, what's that card? It's Captain of the Watch.
Okay,
gets soldiers +1/+1
yeah,
and
gets buffed by Captain of the Watch. Right, because that's the 6-mana 3/3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is unbeatable in limited.
So
I played that card in limited.
we have
Unbeatable.
he tried to enchant. Oh,
so
he tried a unified will at terminate.
did he not control? Yeah, I'm a little confused. Thank you, X Santa X, for following. Yeah, I'm confused. So he had a unified will, but I'm not
He
sure.
only had 2 creatures, maybe.
Yeah, did he need to vial before the unified will? Was that the problem?
Yeah, he vialed out after the unified will resolved.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, unified will is kind of a gimmicky card, and that's what you get for playing it. Conducive to your own misplays, and sort of just a bad negate, I think, or a bad essence scatter, or a bad disdainful stroke. It's just a bad version of other cards. But I've seen it played to great effect in Merfolk and Blue Steel, and people played in like Bant Company too.
Yeah, and like weird 4 or 5 color company decks.
But I'd prefer disdainful stroke or negate almost any day of the week. It's because it's almost definitionally a win more card, right?
Yeah.
And obviously some decks don't have many creatures at all, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of unified will.
Ethan has fallen to 6 here because of the island walk, and Calvin has a lethal board. We'll see if Ethan has any removal spells.
Yeah, well, and Calvin actually has a Lord in hand, doesn't he? Another Lord.
Potentially.
I think I saw that. Okay, well, Snap Terminate's pretty good.
Terminate that guy. So Regery does not give your guys Island Walk.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Yeah, instead it has the busted ability to...
So Ethan's going to go to 3, but now he has 2 blockers.
Well, this is why I've been recommending...
How did...
Oh, go ahead.
How did the Snapcasters not die?
So he double blocked Silvergill Adept, right? Silvergill Adept has 2 power.
Okay, both Snapcasters did die. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he assigned. Oh, so he blocked with Mirror Regery. So he assigned 1 power to each. Okay. Yeah.
So that only leaves him with the 1 blocker. Now he probably can't safely attack with Angler unless, of course, he finds something else off of this Serum Visions. So he saw Visions and something else. Gonna bottom 1, top the other.
I thought it looked like a Counter Squall, which seems like a terrible card to have in this match. But maybe,
probably not.
I assume it wasn't.
Ooh, here's Tassiger. So that's pretty good. Although if Kelvin has an Island Walk Lord and Ethan does not have another Fatal Push.
Yeah, if he flashes in Island Walk Lord here, that's pretty good. But yeah, Ethan could have another Fatal Push. Looks like Ethan has a Thoughtseize. But if you fire that off, you go to 1.
Yeah, that does not seem good.
This is why, for a long time, I've been advocating for Merfolk players to splash red for Lightning Bolt.
Risking it, just attack him with Angler.
Yeah, seems fine.
Well, I mean that. Oh, all right. Calvin did not have an answer. I think he had 2 islands in hand, so that's gonna.
All right, well,
do it for game 2.
Islands are not always as good as a Master of Waves or a Master of the Pearl Trident, but.
So I think that Unified Will misplay may have cost him the game there.
Yeah, probably did.
Yeah, he is not looking too happy about that one. Although Kelvin will be on the play again here for game 3, which helped him in game 1.
Yeah, I want to point out, Calvin just mentioned Bloodfish.
Yeah, the Blood Moon Merfolk deck.
Yeah, that's a real deck.
I know.
Yeah. You can actually splash essentially any color you want with it. Green gets you Collected Company. White gets you all the good white Merfolk, and then the Wanderwine Hub land.
Yeah.
Black gets you the crazy tribal dragon nameless inversion deck. Have you seen these, Mario?
Not with no.
You sort of play Merfolk, fairies, and dragons all in one deck. Blue, black, and then you're playing Silumgar's Scorn, and you're using cards like Nameless Inversion to trigger the cards with Changeling.
Yeah, to trigger the effects.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Some of these lists are really old, even before Dragons of Tarkir. But yeah, they're pretty sweet.
You know what I saw the other day? I don't know if this was probably a more gimmicky deck than anything. It was an islandless Merfolk deck that played Boil.
Okay. So what did you? So you just had like Darkslick Shores and crap like that.
Yeah.
So you had like fast lands. And you were using like Seize Claim and Spreading Seas and Boil?
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds sweet.
I like it. The Islandless Merfolk. I mean, and it might be even better now with the new Merfolk coming out in Ixalan.
The Merfolk evolve, the Landwalkers. Oh man, that's awesome.
So we see Kira get thought seized here.
So Relic seems good to bring out for Calvin. You lose basically nothing from playing it, except for some mana.
Ooh, and here's an Inquisition, though. Yikes, that is going to put Calvin very low on resources. He's going to take Harbinger or Spreading Seas there.
Yeah, losing the Kira there is a big... Kira's the card we said earlier. You know, that card will just win you the game if you get it to resolve.
Right. So Ethan opted to take the Spreading Seas, indicating that he probably has a Fatal Push for the Harbinger. Or he is choked on mana a little bit. Not literally choked, but, you know, he doesn't have too many lands. I guess you could play Choke in your Islandless Merfolk deck as well.
Sure, why not? You could play it in regular Merfolk too. You got Aether Vial. What do you care?
Sure. Well, here's Curse Catcher. Somewhat of a threat, I guess. Yeah, our stream runner posted a link to the Dragonfish deck. You can have a lot of different types of fish. Bloodfish, dragonfish, boiled fish. I hope that whoever made that deck called it boiled fish. I still have yet to see, you know, the actual sea creature deck break out in Modern. I really want to see something like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's the Hedron Crab lists all running around.
That's true. I guess that's...
Crab Trap, play some Hedron Crab, play some Ancient Crab, play some... What's that starfish?
Sigil Starfish. There's the Eldrazi Crab from Eldritch Moon, Vexing Scuttler.
Sure. Yeah.
Actually, there's two. There's Vexing Scuttler and Drownyard.
Well, there's also the Thassa Crab. Thassa's Emissary?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Thassa's Emissary is one of the great bestow cards of Limited.
Yes, or you could run Quest for Ula's Temples. We have seen a gimmicky Quest for Ula's Temples deck. Phase it out. I love that deck. The giant sea creatures are one of my favorite creature types in Magic.
Yeah, Inkwell Leviathan, it's hard to be more epic than that.
Sure.
That card is just a marvel to behold.
So Calvin developed a little bit of a board here. He's got Curse Catcher, and he played the Harbinger for no value, but he just wanted to get some threats developed. We are attacking for 3 here.
Oh, a quick addendum to my comments earlier about blue-black tribal Merfolk. Mutavault is great at turning on all those cards. Mutavault, you know, turns on Silumgar's Scorn and turns on all the busted tribal cards. It's pretty funny.
So Ethan had a Fatal Push for the Harbinger of Tides. Meaning he's only going to take 1 this turn. Well, Ethan has all the mana he needs. He interestingly did not shock that one in. So, probably not playing a Death Shadow just yet. We have yet to see Death Shadow out of our Grixis Death Shadow player, both games.
Yeah, you're right. Calvin's in a tough spot here. He's got 2 cards in hand. His opponent's got more than that. This isn't where you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Relic is fine here on board. I think you're getting closer and closer to just wanting to pop that.
Right.
I wonder if he does it now. Yeah, your best way to win here is to just try to catch him with a Master Waves without a push.
Sure.
But short of that, assuming Ethan actually finds some threats.
Yeah, the 1/1 beats are not great.
Okay, so here's the Master. If Ethan's sitting on Terminate Colligan's, you know, claim to fame Lightning Bolt, that seems fine.
Yeah. He does have to trigger Revolt for the.
He doesn't have a fetch land in play. That's relevant.
Oh, there's Kolaghan. Well, there goes 2 Kolagans. All right. I think upkeep I pop Relic. Oh, we're out of mana.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could be a Delve creature coming down here for Ethan. Yep. Man.
Now he can still, you know, when he draws, Calvin, he won't be able to flash in something to preclude it from having Summoning Sickness, but he can draw his card, pay a mana, get a card with Relic, and if he drops a Lord,
Sure.
that's pretty good here. He'll give everything here Island Walk.
Yeah, and then he can attack for 2, 3, at least 5.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess it would be 7.
Yeah,
Only one of the horses can be blocked.
Yeah.
Please top deck a Vapor Snag. Yeah, we agree, Menden. Stick it to Death Shadow.
Yeah, I've been a big fan
Make
of
them
Vapor
pay for
Snag.
their greedy
Merfolk.
1-mana 5/5s.
Seriously though, I mean, Vapor Snag is so good against these Gurmagingler and Tassiger threats.
So Kelvin is opting not to increase the count of his Ether Vial. Obviously, he wants to keep it on 2 for a Lord. All right, so gonna crack Relic here.
Let's see if we draw something good. I mean, just a regular old Harbinger of the Tides would be great here too. You can flash it in with a vial,
Sure.
automatically bounce the Gurmag. Let's see what Calvin drew.
So is Harbinger of Tides a cast trigger for paying the extra amount, or
It's an ETB trigger.
okay? No, here's a Reachery.
Okay. All
So
right.
not the Island Walk Lord, but not too bad here. Although I mean, he gets Suicide into one of his creatures for 4 damage if he wanted. Instead
Yeah, I think you just pass here. I think passing here is fine. Unless your opponent has the Anger, you're content to just sort of wait here.
Right.
And the Anger won't even kill the Master. It will kill the tokens and everything else, but
Oof, Ixardor's Dream. I'm sorry for you. His kid was playing against Jund Shadow earlier on Moto, and his opponent drew all 4 Death Shadows after he dealt with 3.
well, that's brutal. That is brutal.
So I mean, an Island Walk Lord here. See, it's a little risky at this point though for the Island Walk Lord, because if it gets pushed, then your opponent can just
And then
eat
you're
up one of your
swinging
guys.
and blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mutavault's good here though. Well, thank you, Little Red Bear. 04.
Yep. Thanks for the follow.
Clearly, Little Red Bear is only 13 years old.
He was born in 04. That's possible.
Born in 04. It's about how old Ethan Wilson is, I think.
Oh, he was 15. We got.
He's 15?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we're definitely tanking here. They call this the fish tank.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you,
you.
you can get that one.
I've been shooting blanks all night, but the
Fish tank.
the fish tank. Yep. Okay, so
Calvin just passed the turn. Not sure what that last card in hand is.
last card must be something mediocre.
It looks like Ethan's flooding out a little bit here. I think he only has 2 cards. No, he's got 3 cards in hand still.
Yeah, Ethan. I'm not sure what he's thought scoured away, but he might not have any more sources. I mean, he probably has a basic island and a basic swamp, but that's every shock land out of the deck, I assume. That's 4 shocks right. Oh, I guess there's maybe one. There's maybe 1 steam vent floating around somewhere.
Well, here's the Master of the Pearl Triumph. We are getting in there with everything.
Okay.
I like it. I would not have
All right.
attacked with. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Ethan on nothing.
So Ethan had a Stubborn Denial in hand. You got to take those out, man. Did you see that?
This was his hand. Oh, his hand was double Stubborn Denial Thoughtseize. Oof.
Why do you leave in the Stubborn Denial?
Yeah, I do not like leaving in Stubborn
Yeah,
Denial.
I mean
in this
the
matchup.
card just does virtually nothing except
I mean, you
against the
could counter
Vapor Snake.
Relic, I guess, but
Counter Relic,
that's not
counter
anything.
Aether Vial, counter Dismember Vapors. Like, it just doesn't do anything. You just don't want it.
The record is incorrect. Calvin won that game.
Yeah, Calvin takes that
1-2.
2-1.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, folks, thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back for round 3.
In about 15 minutes, as you can see on our clock there, which we managed to get to work. Another quick reminder, if you want to subscribe to our channel, please consider it. This month, 1 lucky subscriber is going to win an entire box of Hour of Devastation shipped to them.
Yeah.
So if you want to enter for that, please subscribe. Thanks, guys.